Welcome to our application, Innovaphone application webinar about our Connect app. My name is Alexander Gier. I'm the sales manager responsible for the areas of UK and Brazil. Believe me, that mixture absolutely makes sense. And with me is also our product owner for the product, for several products, the Connect app, and other products, Tanya Deal, who is also going to support me in this webinar. If you have any questions during the webinar, I would like you to refer to our chat, where, again, as I said, Tanya is online and might already be able to answer several of your questions. All right, let's start. Connect app. Goodbye email. Hello modern corporate communication. Well, this now sounds like a very bold statement at the beginning. I mean, as for a lot of people, email is the main tool to communicate in a company, even internally, right? Not only externally. And there I want to actually ask some questions. So how do you communicate in this organization then? How does this exchange of information work, especially if you have more than one person in those email chains? And then if it is working between departments, do you always have at the first shot already the right people in this chain, or does it happen that during the conversation, you need to add several more people, or how do you actually delete people for which the information is not relevant? And let's just assume all of this works and you have all the right people and you had like a conversation, you exchanged the information needed. In the end, like after 3 months or so, do you easily retrieve the necessary information from those from this email exchange? And if you think about it, do you find it a very productive way of communicating? Chances are, for some of those that you answered, actually, not really, or something like that. In that regard, to some of my questions. This is why we want to introduce today the Connect app, and with it, excuse me, a new culture of communication. Yeah. So, what is this Connect app? It's a professional social platform where you can share, store, and find knowledge of, and in the company, you can brainstorm together, organize and collaborate more easily, or, as one of my colleagues actually put it, less bullshit, more productivity. Excuse my language. Yeah. But let me actually try to explain that a little bit using some of our examples. This is a very everyday example. Here you see like a group of 5 people, and they went to a fair, and after that fair, a roll-up is missing. So Carla takes initiative and sends an email out to the 3 people she remembers being involved in that project, Daniela, Max, and Julia, with an email: who took the roll-up after the fair? So Max answers to Julia and Carla, I think Julia picked it up. Daniela, not having seen actually the Max's message, when I left, it was still on the booth to everyone. Then Julia, being a little bit, mad, maybe, just sends to Carla, I don't know where Max got that idea from, but I didn't take it. And Carla then concludes and responds to all, oh dear, it seems nobody has it. I'm afraid we might have lost it somewhere. And as you can see, this is already a lot of information, a lot of emails going around, and also not a very, the information is also not distributed equally. With the main example of Jacob being not part of this conversation whatsoever, but also even Daniela doesn't have the same amount of information. And in the end, the problem also wasn't solved. Apart from that, this is a very, I think, popular example that everyone has gone through, to be honest. And this was now nice because everyone sent a message one after another. But we also know that in reality, probably Max's email and Daniela's message arrive at the same time. And, we have a little bit of a mess until you can make sense of all the information going around. Let's take a look at this scenario, the same scenario with Connect. Carla, using the hashtag fair, makes a post. Who took the roll up after the fair? Daniela, again, using the hashtag, answering, when I left, it was still on the booth. Jacob, now actually being aware of this information because he follows the hashtag fair. Oh, I dismantled the booth and I took it with me. It can be picked up at my desk. And this way, it is very apparent how much shorter, how much more efficient this communication went. And we also found a solution. Another example, swarm intelligence. So the same company is planning an event and someone just wants to know, well, what's the best way to get to the event next week? Makes a post using the hashtag event. Everyone in this group follows the hashtag event, of course, because they also want to participate. Then someone, rather impersonally, I would say, but is providing helpful information with attaching a simple document. Now, another one provides a personal experience, saying works well by train. There is a train station close by. And then Max, in this case, very helpful, saying, I'm driving anyways. Do you want me to pick you up somewhere? And this way, we actually found a new way to collaborate and to use our resources more efficiently. Otherwise, probably everyone would have gone with their own car, or everyone would have bought a train ticket, and so on and so forth. This is obviously like a very simple example of asking your colleagues for help. This could also have a little bit more professional use case background. I'm just explaining or telling from experience when I don't know how to solve, for example, also sometimes a technical problem, I ask my colleagues for their experience. But again, it is a very well-known, popular example. Another one, also very well-known. So a sales meeting happened within the sales team, and of course, they write a protocol. In this case, excuse me. In this case, with the hashtag protocol, hashtag meeting, hashtag sales, and they now report what they have done. What have they done? They have actually decided to introduce a new hashtag time tracking tool for our department from the company Stempeluhr and will soon be ordering the licenses. Now, someone from a different department outside of that department saw that, excuse me. First of all, there are some members here of our sales team that weren't able to attend the meeting. One because he was sick, the other one because he was on tour. And this way, the information is very easily available to them as soon as they are available again. And no one actually had to remember also putting them on the email chain and sending them the protocol. Now actually, someone from a different department outside of the department saw that post, because probably she's following the hashtag time tracking app or the hashtag meeting, and tells them, we have myApps from Innovaphone. There's a great time tracking app, the working app, and we already have licenses for it. And, so basically they already have a solution for the problem that they've talked. So in this way, using the resources again more efficiently. So thanks for the tip. We'll take a look at that. Avoiding more double the amount of work with either the same outcome or Last example, sharing some information. And I can actually talk very genuinely about this example because this is exactly how it happened at Innovaphone. So yeah, someone posted, I've just won a big hotel project in Spain, hashtag Spain, with ABBA hotels. Hashtag hotel, hashtag reference, hashtag party of the week. An actual hashtag that we're using in the company. Yeah, so now someone follows the hashtag reference because, probably being part of the sales team, he always needs that. So cool, I always have the questions about references. Another one just wants to receive good news once in a while. So she follows the party of the week, and she can congratulate, and send good vibes, so to say. Another one, in this case, our friend Max, follows the hashtag hotel because, we already have a few hashtag hotel reference projects in Italy. Yeah, because hotel is a relevant hashtag for him to follow. And in this case, you can see how people with different interests receiving different benefits or actually see that message and all receive benefits out of it, even though they follow different interests, hashtags, and so on. And the difference is, before, in the olden days with email, so to say, you would have pushed out the information to either as many people as possible, which sometimes led to an information overload, or you only let a very specific smaller group participate and share the information with them, but then a lot of people who might have been interested in that would have been left out. Now we want to go rather to a pull mechanism. So we put the information out there so that it is transparent and visible for everyone, and everyone can work with it. And obviously then you have your own, so to say, your own filters by it so that you only receive the relevant information. There is also another part of it, psychological part. Especially in this example, you have good news, you want to share it, and then obviously you also want to receive nice feedback. And apart from that post, you can also receive likes, and that just, whatever your opinion about social media, but that actually feels fairly nice. So in the end, we go from this fairly old way of communicating here with a blackboard to a new interactive form of communication. As I said, information, when you want it, the pull way, it becomes interactive. You can create new ideas with your colleagues. You get everyone more involved also in the processes. You actually increase productivity through better transparency, and in general, we can just also talk from experience at Innovaphone about improving the team building. So let's take a look at how it looks in reality with the UI. So before, I will also go into a live presentation, but before I do that, just talk a little bit about the vocabulary that we are now going to use. So here on the right side, we have the so-called stream. Here we have different threads. We have basically all the discussions, all the posts, all the threads, yeah, that are shown here. So all the information basically is available. On the left side, we have your filter, yeah, your organizational tools. So at first here on the bottom part, we have the so-called feed. And here will appear messages that basically concern you, either because you are personally tagged in a message, or or because you're as part of a group. Then also likes for your message will show up, or also messages from the hashtags that you're following. Up here we have the controls that basically do the same thing, meaning help you organize your information. For example, looking for your tags, having different channels where you can basically monitor hashtags, or even a combination of hashtags, and have them organized on your board. But let me show it to you live. Okay. Here we are in our Connect app, on our community platform. So, meaning, this is also important for later, everyone who has already signed up for it, great. Everyone who hasn't, please do. This is available to all of you. You can freely sign up and also try out our products, or also get in start communicating with us. Okay, so how do we start now? Yeah, I just would like to start a discussion, and I'm gonna write and here you can already see, and this is also very important, here you can already see how the application makes a suggestion for hashtags already in use. This is obviously very important, because at one point you just have to decide on the correct hashtags to use. Because if everyone uses their personal willy-nilly hashtags that only they follow, then it is really hard to organize the information. So in this case, we choose here the Connect app hashtag. So, and then we also, first of all, because I want to actually invite you to leave your feedback here, but also if for someone from our marketing or product management, Tanya, for example, wants to have receive some useful feedback about our product, she can now just follow the hashtag feedback. So you can also, of course, add some emojis, and that's also for graphical reasons, to make a nicer entrance. Also, add a nice graphic to this post, and we're gonna send it. So as you can see here. And So something already popped up in my feed. I have received my first like. Oh, that's very nice. Thank you very much, Tanya. So here you can also see in the post already how many likes you have received and from whom. And here you can also see, oh, great, thank you. Now I've also already received the first answer. And here you can actually see what I would like to show you what you can actually do with this. So, for example, if you have received the information, I've received my like, it made me feel very nice, but well, I don't need that information desperately anymore in my feed. So I will just check it, and it is to remove it from the feed. However, it sometimes is also the case that this post, this answer, whatever, actually includes some information. If you think back about the event, for example, that I want to easily have readily available for me later, so I can also put it in noted. Or if I have a post, for example, with a lot of answers, and I've so I've made that post. I now receive a lot of answers, and I have seen them immediately here in the stream. I can also get rid of all of the posts of the same thread, same discussion. Yeah, in this case, this is very important for me. I put it on noted, so I will later be able to find it here. Also, not to be worried if you're a little bit too fast at one point with the check a message, for a certain time, they're also saved here, and you can always retrieve them. So let's take an actual look at this nice message. Oh, thank you, Tanya. But so, of course, I want Tanya now to simply with the edit button, she can she can correct her typo, which is, and I want to tell her, but I don't want to tell the world, and she can, as I said, easily correct it, which is why I will now send it as a private message, then only available to Tanya. So you can see here the private message shown by this little buddy here in the picture. Then let's see. We've always talked about in our examples how to follow now certain hashtags. So now, as I said, I've now used it. I want to see all your answers. I want to see all of your feedback. So, which is why I will now follow the webinar EN. So first of all, I want to follow it, and yeah, I want to also pin it on my wall as a channel. And here I can see how many new messages I actually got here. Another like. Oh, that makes me happy. So let's see now whether I will receive some messages. There we are. And thank you for that information, Tanya. Yeah, I give it a like. So this recording of this webinar will be uploaded to YouTube. So, and apart from following hashtags, so because you're generally interested in this topic of, easy example, sales, or let's put it like that, Connect app. In my case, internally, I want to hear all about the updates and the feedback and so on. There's also the scenario sometimes when you read or you find an interesting discussion ongoing on Connect, for example, but that doesn't use the usual hashtags that you would usually follow. but it is this particular discussion that is interesting to you. So instead of now following basically those hashtags, you can also keep up to date with this discussion if you just click here on the little I, and then you will get all the updates and responses of this feed, of this thread in your feed. Now we got it. Now we got it correctly. Or the other way around. For example, always if we welcome a new employee, a new colleague here at Innovaphone, there is going to be a post, and everyone writes like a quick welcome post. I don't want to hear from every one of our colleagues that they welcome our the new employee. So basically, I comment and then I unfollow this discussion. Yeah. If I now want to, I said before, like how to retrieve also the information. This is also easily done here with the search option. So where you can actually find information again on your user, or before, if you actually remember the date, or is it, of course, also if you use a keyword. Yeah. Exactly. So then let's take a look at it. How can I actually get this information, this nice app as a product? Well, you have to license it. The licensing is user-based, so meaning per user, one license. Very easy. However, and this is especially for our partners very, very interesting, you can start very easily and very quickly because the first 200 discussions are free of charge per installation. So what is a discussion? Here you can also see, this is also what the end customer or you will see when you use it. A discussion is basically once you start a post. So in that sense, not including all of those answers. And by then, if they used 200 discussions, by then we are convinced that they don't want to work without it anymore. So again, please install it, offer it to every end customer, include it in every myApps installation that you have, and try it out. Of course, explaining a little bit to them, how to start, using the right hashtags and so on. But I think, as I said, after the first 200 discussions, I don't think that they want to work without it. How much does it cost? Well, if you want to rent it, it's €4 per month per user, or €5.90 out of the cloud, or as always with Innovaphone, you also still can buy our products at €88 per user and an annual software service of €13.20 per year per user. Just as a reminder, with Innovaphone, you are able to also mix mix, buy and rent, also CapEx or OpEx licenses. So if you already have a customer out there who bought the Innovaphone system, but just wants to try it out, or the IT manager thinks that those are products that you would usually rent, yeah, you can simply add it to their installation. Well, in the end, as I said, please join, if you haven't done so yet, please join our community platform to get in contact with us. You now know all the hashtags, play around with the apps and learn more about our products. So thank you very much for today. Yeah, enjoy I would say, the new way of communicating, and yeah, have a good rest of the week. Bye-bye.